Shalom, shalom. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. All praise to the Most High Yahweh in the name of the Holy Son Yahweh Shai. I'm going to play a little bit of this video, but I want to focus on what hit me in the spirit was what this brother was talking about, the guy in the military outfit, right? Now, none of you DOJ or DOD people come on here, well, I don't think he's in the military, he ain't wearing patches and all that. I don't care about all that. Scripture say we supposed to take it at face value, right? Or what they say, a benefit of the doubt. Take it for whatever he said. Anyway, he brought up something when I was watching this. It's about a minute and a half long, so I'm going to play it real quick and then touch on it. He brought up those of us who got the knowledge right now, right? So he was talking about the scriptures because he was out there in front of some of the icons. They were just talking about the word, right? He said those of us and the Most High, through the spirit of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Most High sent this brother up to him, right? So he gonna mention, because I'm gonna just play it through and get a few scriptures afterwards. He mentioned having knowledge, being wise. He mentioned a lamp, a lantern, and an oil, right? Because I just spoke on that the other day. Like, we got to have that oil represents, the knowledge and wisdom, keeping the law, right? You got to keep the law and have faith, right? He going to bring that up and say, he going to say something. I'm roughly paraphrasing. He said something about, I like to have fresh oil with my lamp, right? And that goes into Matthew chapter 25, but let me play it.
America, they put in a state of fear into people to where they want to consider probably martial law probably one of these few years that's coming up.
NDAA.
But the thing is, people that's learned the knowledge of what's going on,
It's coming, baby.
it's gonna be hell. Them little drones ain't no joke. I personally
Jack
seen
is
them blow some Arabs up. I've been in Iraq many a time with them things, so they ain't no joke.
And what they getting ready for in America?
Say what you just said. Like they gonna break this out.
Well, with the FEMA camps and everything built up, and it's all over the YouTube.
Jeremiah chapter 30.
Bases and everything, we've been practicing riot control,
Right. Like the
So
brother
if
said.
y'all think y'all gonna go out here and do some thing and they call in the big boys, hey, I'm gonna be on that cruise line up in the wilderness somewhere because I don't want no part of it.
Right.
you know?
See? We ain't gonna have no parts of that shit either.
don't
That's
want
why we
no
out here
parts
trying to warn our people. See, the brother taking heed. And he telling y'all, he in the army, he telling y'all it's coming. Oh, well. Our job is done.
Yeah, it's not nice. Yeah, I'm on my little 24th year, so I'm in retirement stage, so I'm not gonna be wearing army green. I'm just gonna pack up my survival stuff and go ahead and hit that wilderness so I can take the next 3.5 years to the
Wilderness.
I'm jumping ship, bro. I ain't about to go do that.
If you come into this,
You be good.
Oh, I know that.
You ain't gotta have nothing.
Right there, when he said, I know that. So he said, you coming to this truth, right? Say you ain't gonna need to hit to the wilderness. You ain't gonna like some of the Israelites who falsely teach you gotta flee Babylon. No, man, most of us, we're concentrated here. Most of the 144, we're concentrated here, like the scriptures say. We here in Babylon. We in the belly of the beast. We right here. The hell you want to leave for? The whole world gonna stand by and watch our salvation. What you want to leave for? I want to be a part of it. Remember, our forefathers begged to see what the Most High finna do here at the end times. Right? So he said, I already know. So they told me the brother in the scriptures. But he finna say something right here with the oil.
Well,
According to the Bible.
Yeah.
We gonna leave it.
Hey, I know trees gonna sprout up and everything. We gonna have our little mango trees and everything chilling and everything. But I just like to keep my lantern lit, with some oil, fresh oil. Just in case.
There you go. He would like to keep his lantern lit with some fresh oil. Right? Matter of fact, let me just get into something real quick. So that told me that even if the brother trying to keep the commandments on a base level, right? That he got to understand it. Matter of fact, let's get that. Right? Psalms 111 and 10, right? The fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the beginning of wisdom. So the moment you start to fear the Most High, you don't walk around pride, stuffed out head, right? Neck all long like most of the sisters when they wear their heels on, eyelashes blinking all like an ostrich, dudes chest all puffed out, 25 gold chains on. You know, does that make sense? Like we don't walk around like that, right? So the beginning of wisdom is when you fear the Most High, right? A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. It ain't talking about the 10 commandments. It's talking about all of them, right? So that gives me that lets me know that brother right there, one person plant, one person water, the Most High get an increase. But he brought up something I brought up the other day. I'm gonna get right to that because he said I like to have my lamp with fresh oil in there, right? Brought this up the other day, Revelation 6:6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. It's talking about the Israelites who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandment. You have the knowledge and wisdom shall be stability of the times. That oil, that's what he's talking about. That represents literally the law. That's why Satan puts in the satanic Roman Catholic Christian church that you ain't got to keep the law because you niggas won't have no oil. You won't have no oil. You have no understanding of anything. The Most High says we are not even, the beginning of wisdom is when you fear the Most High. But when you fear the Most High, like the scripture we just read, you will start keeping the law. You would know that, wait a minute, why would the Most High put away something like don't sleep with your father's wife? Don't sleep with your father's ex-wife. Don't sleep with your cousin. Why would, as Christians say, why would Christ come and die to put that away? They don't make any sense. It preserves the nation. Now you got half the country acting like people from Alabama and East Arkansas and stuff, and Mississippi, right? Down parts of Georgia. Like what? No, it don't make any sense, right? So matter of fact, let's stay in let's go back to Matthew 25 because I touched on it, right? So he said when he talked about his lamp, his lantern, he said, nah, I want to have fresh oil in mine, right? He's like he exchanged information with the brothers, etc. But he's getting ahead of this prophecy right now. Like the Most High said, those who seek me early, we shall find him, and we're gonna be preserved from these perils. That's why he talked about being in the wilderness and Jacob's trouble and all that. Right? So if we find him early, this brother here is ahead of this prophecy right here, right? Matthew 25:2, right? And 5 of them were wise. This is a parable of the 10 virgins. Let me take it to the top, right? 5 were wise, 5 were foolish, right? They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. This will be all the Hebrews, right? This the Hebrew people. I ain't calling you black no more. So it's a color, right? This all the Hebrew people who, oh, I'm good. God got me. God ain't gonna kill me for wearing pants. God ain't gonna kill me for eating pork. I'm speaking as if I'm a Christian, right? But this is how our people think, right? They have no oil. They have no knowledge, understanding of our heritage, our history, which is the Bible, right? The laws, statutes, commandments, the judgments. This is very important, especially the judgments. There's no oil, right? Verse 4, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, like their brother just stated. He said, I got my lamp. I like to have my lamp lit with fresh oil, right? If you wake up every day and you eat fresh bread every day, not like we go to the grocery store, buy your bread on Monday, you keep it until the end of the week. It's a big difference if you get fresh bread every day. Give us this day our daily bread. He said, nah, I want fresh oil, right? And another thing I noticed that the brother had a wedding ring on, right? Now, yeah, we in Babylon. I ain't gonna get on that ring being pagan and all that. That's another topic. But that tells me that brother has a house, right? And as men of the Lord, we're the head. Salvation, it comes in order. Most High is all about order. It comes, you got to have that covering. It comes up under through us, meaning the Most High tells us to set our house in order. Now, Satan has changed the word house. He ain't talking about, oh, you got your own house, own car. He ain't talking about what Lil Webby talking about. Like, no, that tells me that man's married. He likely has children. So he's right. He does have to focus on his house, right? But they just told me that, okay, cool. He wanted fresh oil. Why did he say fresh oil? I'm gonna skip down to verse 7, Matthew 25:7, right? Now, I skipped all the verses, just to move forward, right? Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, right? Because it was a loud cry made, scriptures before. Verse 8, And the foolish said to the wise, give us your oil. Hey, what are we supposed to do? They're going to see this martial law coming, this MOTB, right? This mark of the beast coming. They're going to see these wars coming where they already here. They're going to see all this stuff popping off. And they're going to be like, yo, what are we supposed to do? Like the scripture say in the end times, the whole world, they're going to see that the Israelites, that we were right. Just like they saw that Noah was right. Daniel was right. Ezekiel was right. All the disciples was right. Yahushua was right. The same way they treat us and everybody treat us today, that's the same way that they always treated our forefathers. Remember the scripture say the prophets, we back here on the earth in the end times. We're going to get treated the same way. But when things pop off, right? Like with Noah, that first raindrop hit, now they come running, right? So this is what this brother is getting ahead of. He said, nah, he getting this oil right now, right before it pop off. So look at verse 8. And the foolish said to the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. We don't know what the heck to do. We don't know what is today. Is today the Sabbath? Is it not? Is it first fruits? Is it not? Am I supposed to be fasting today? Am I not? Is it atonement? What am I supposed to do? Verse 9. But the wise answer saying no. Like, nah, bro. Why? Lest there not be enough for us and you. Why? Meaning, bro, I got a house to look after. Like that brother was saying, you still gonna gather with the Akims, with the brothers, but he got his own house to look after. So he said, I want my oil right now. My point is, he's getting ahead of this prophecy right here, right? He's getting ahead of that, right? So matter of fact, in order to, it's at the beginning of, here, I ain't got to roughly paraphrase it. I just pull it back up real quick, right? Psalms 111-10, right? The beginning of wisdom, right? The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. That's the beginning of wisdom. How do we get wisdom, and what is wisdom to the Most High? Right, it's Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, right? Even as Yahweh my power have commanded me, that you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom. We can pause right there. You are not wise. You're not smart. Wisdom to the Most High is keeping the law. So that's why they want a world full of deaf, dumb, stupid people they can control. You ain't got to keep the law no more. Well, Pastor, why am I throwing you coins? Why am I tithing? Because it wasn't money. So why am I giving you money? Why are we still doing certain things from the so-called Old Testament? Why all the Christian women sitting in the church got Proverbs 31 in their bio? If the law is done away, Proverbs is in the Old Testament. So everyone's under a spell, right? So that's wisdom to the Most High. It's not only wisdom, it's our way of life. It's our heritage. It's our culture. So people say, oh, black culture. Our culture is not Doritos, Funyuns, hot dogs, pizza, rap, hip hop. That's not our culture. Now, the Ebonic is, because the Hebrew language, our real tongue, is an Ebonic language. That's why when you go through the scriptures, you see them saying a and yay. That's why we talk like that. After every time we say something, right? I'm getting off, but look, that's wisdom. So the Most High sent that brother over because he's talking about the oil that represents wisdom, right? Knowledge, the Israelites. Matter of fact, let's get into something else in Sirach, right? Or Ecclesiasticus chapter 17. I want to get straight to it, right? Verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. The law is our heritage. No heathen can tell you about the Bible, about your own culture. They can't walk into your mama's kitchen and try to tell her how to make fried chicken. Your mama gonna look at them like she crazy, especially if she Hebrew, like say, get up out of here. It's our heritage. Remember, Amalek, Esau and them, they don't have one. They go from place to place, conquering everyone, taking their culture, taking their names, taking their city. They go from place to place. Like, for example, Scotland. A lot of people say, oh, I'm Irish, I'm from Scotland. Scotland literally means land of the blacks. Scots means black land. So yes, the originals, when people look up, the original leprechauns, original skies, all of them were black. Yes, bro, they were all Hebrews. All of them. But when we got conquered, what did they do? They start calling themselves what? Okay, when we got conquered here on the so-called Americas, they start calling themselves what? Americans. This is what they do. We ruled in England too. We got conquered there. They start calling themselves the what? The English. This is nothing new under the sun. They have always done this. The original Greeks were black. Got conquered then, and then what? They start, there you go. So they are the same people, right? They're vagabonds, right? He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them their judgments. Matter of fact, there's more all up in here, right? Ecclesiasticus 19. Yeah, right there, verse 18, right? And the fear of Yahweh is the first step to be accepted of him. So the first step to be accepted of the Most High, right, is to fear him, right? And wisdom obtaineth his love. That's a cut right there. So let's go back to this, right? I want to go back to Psalms 111 and 10, right? This got to do with the oil, right? The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. Look at this. The fear of Yahweh is the first step to being accepted of him. And wisdom obtaineth his love. So how you get the love of the Most High? You keep the law. That's how you get his love. It's just no different from you in a relationship, right? Whether if you male or female, right? Because what does a woman always want to say? You go, oh, I love you, baby. I love you. She, man, bro, where your actions at? You was late for picking me up from work. You took my car, dropped me off at work, went banged out another girl. You never pay when we go to the movies. You never do that. Like, your actions is what matters. Actions to the Most High is keeping the law, right? I hear what you say, but I see what you do, correct? Let's go back to that, right? Verse 19, the knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life. So in order to even get life, you got to have knowledge of all the commandments. Notice, Christians, it don't say of the 10 commandments. It's talking about everything. Go through and read the laws, statutes, commandments, the judgments, the ordinances. When you say the law is done away, you're saying the ordinance of the sun and the moon is done away too. Because that's the law. He wrote that in there. But you walk outside in the summertime, you in Texas and Nevada, and be like, ooh, it's hot outside, but you say the law is done away. Well, the sun shouldn't be burning your ass, then. Because the ordinances of it should be done away. Right? In the middle of verse 19, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. That's life. That's what Yahushua was talking about in the book of Revelations. That's life. The Most High has never changed that. This is the oil, right? This is the oil. This is the oil. Back in Revelations, it ain't no getting away from this. This is the oil, right? This is the oil. This is going into the martial law, and the grocery stores closing, and won't be no food, and be about $500 to $800 for a plate of food. This is what's going on. It says, and in the bottom of verse 6, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Those who keeping the law, knowledge, wisdom, stability times, don't you touch them. Don't hurt them. Those my children. Those the Israelites. Right? Let me get back into this, right? Verse 20. The fear of Yahweh is all wisdom. So we just read in Deuteronomy 4 and 6 what wisdom is. So if you fear the Most High, you're going to keep the law. If this was in school, your professor, your teacher, your AP teacher, if you're in high school, will mark this wrong because you're not cross-referencing. They will, you ain't got to keep the law. They will mark it wrong and say, you didn't check in Ecclesiasticus this chapter, and Deuteronomy this chapter, and in Romans this chapter, and in Revelations this chapter. You didn't cross-check, cross-referencing. You didn't cite your sources. You didn't do none of that. Wrong. Right? The fear of Yahweh is all wisdom. And in all wisdom is the performance of the law. Let me read that again slow, because this is everything I've been saying the last 5 minutes. The fear of Yahweh is all wisdom, but in all wisdom is the performance of the law. So if you see me pick up a pork chop sandwich and eat it, you're not supposed to consider me smart, intelligent. I don't care if I'm making straight A's on the dean's list. I'm not wise, nor do I have wisdom. If you don't see any one of us performing the law, because in the law is love. People say, oh, the love fulfill the law, but that's a cut right there, because it just told you how you get love. And what is love? It's performance of the law. Right? I'm gonna get that scripture in the New Testament when it says, well, the love fulfilleth all the law. Well, hello, love is the law. They're one and the same. So within the law, you're gonna have love, right? Because Most High got the everlasting love and the mercy. It says His mercy and His grace. I'm paraphrasing this in the Wisdom of Solomon. It says mercy and His grace is for the saints, meaning it's for the Israelites. It's not for no other nation, right? Right? And the knowledge of His omnipotency, right? So you got to have knowledge of it, right? Because the Most High is also omnipresent. That's another thing too, right? Matter of fact, let me get some more, right? I think it's in Sirach or Ecclesiastes 24, right? Verse 22, he that obeyeth me shall never be confounded. Because I run into people all the time. For an example, me, other brothers, well, we ain't got to keep the law. We ain't got to do this. Man, you can't be confounded. Once you have a knowledge and an understanding of all these, the scriptures and our heritage, which is the law and the way of life, you will not be confounded. The Most High ain't going to let it happen. He ain't going to let it happen, right? And they that work by me shall not do amiss. Remember I said it's a safety net set up under us? You might go left, right, might go step off a little bit. You might do this. You might slip. You might stumble. Might fall, but you're going to get up. Like, it's a safety net set up under elect, set up for the elect. Like, we already were chosen before time. It's a wrap. All you got to do is just keep being diligent, right? Verse 23, though. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, even the law which Moses commanded for a heritage unto the congregations of Jacob. This is your heritage. When you read in the scriptures how the Most High told us and how we're supposed to cook and eat food, I guarantee you today, probably 95% of all people, our people here in Babylon, they go out and order a steak, they're going to get it medium rare or rare. We ain't supposed to eat nothing with blood in it. The Most High say it's seasoning. The Most High even tell us to season our food. Cook it with fine oil, flour, season it up with the good seasoning. The Most High want all the good seasoning in there. That's why other nations, that's why they can't, man, don't get me started on that. That's why they can't cook, especially Esau. That's why they can't cook. They can't season nothing. They can't even season cucumbers. They can't do it. It's not in them. That's not their heritage. All right. I think there's another one in here. I think it's like verse 35. Sirach 35. Not, I just want to touch on that oil real quick. Right there. I just brought me another one in my head right now. Ecclesiastes chapter 35, verse 1. He that keepeth the law, bringing offerings enough. Didn't I just mention tithes and stuff earlier? He that taketh heed of the commandment, offereth a peace offering. Right? Here, I just thought of one real quick, right? So even if we go to, I think it's Baruch chapter 1. No, Salat. It's not chapter 1. It's chapter 4. Right there. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh and the law that endureth forever. You see that semicolon after there, right? It don't say, comma, until Christ come and die on the cross, and then y'all ain't got to do nothing no more. You could just do whatever you want and say, I'm saved by the blood of Jesus, and you good. No. This is the book of the commandments. So you should never be confounded. The Bible contradicts itself. No, it doesn't. Right? Like that video I post all the time. Right? When the elder was on there talking, he said, no, it don't. He said, nigga, you just don't know how to read the book. It's our heritage. It's our culture. That's it. Right? This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh and the law that endure forever. All they, and when it says all they, it's talking about all of Israel. Right? But yet y'all can use pronouns today and it identifies to certain groups. But you can't separate this. Again, if you was in college, your professor, your teacher, AP teacher would mark it wrong on your paper because you're not breaking it down, right? All they that keep it shall come to life. This is what Ezekiel was talking about, right? When the Most High Yahweh said, hey, Ezekiel, come here, look at the house of Israel, right? I'm roughly paraphrasing, right? On when he said of the dry bones, right? When he said, look at these bones, he's like, can these bones live? And he said he blew his breath and he breathed life upon them. That was the word, because the law is life, is love, etc. So he said, can we live? This is a prophecy for us here in the end times, right? Can these dead bones, can they live? This is what's going on. So it says, all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So if you stop keeping the law, he's telling you you're going to die, just like we just read in Revelations. So this is why in churches, and this is why everybody come find out that all this stuff is fraud, right? Because the real teachers, like scriptures say, we're going to be back here on the earth in the end times. If you understand regeneration and all that, you better start, right? Just like John the Baptist was Elijah. Like, y'all better start. Better start like the brother just did in the video earlier, getting that oil, right? We got to have faith and works. Now notice in the bottom of verse 1 right here, it says, but such as leave it shall die. In order to leave something, that means you had to have it in the first place. That's how you know he talked to the Israelites, because only the Israelites were given the law in the first place. He didn't go to no other nation. He said they wouldn't keep it. They were heathens to him. They were dogs. And they still are, according to the scriptures, right? They still are, right? Let's go to, I think that's in James chapter 2. Right there, faith and works, because I keep saying it, right? What do it profit, my brethren? James 2:14. I'll start there. What do it profit, my brethren, though a man say he had faith and have not works? Can faith save him? This is the answer. You ain't got to ask your pastor. This is the answer. Can faith save him? Or if a brother or sister be naked, right, and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, right? But ye be warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful for the body, what do it to profit? In other words, how are you gonna, you're not giving him something that his body needs to profit. As we just went over, we need the oil in our lamps or your lamp is not going to work. You need the oil. We need our heritage. That's our heritage. That's why we're the lost sheep, right? He said, like Yahweh Shah commanded us in Matthew chapter 10. He said, don't go over here, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, because we lost our heritage. We go here, you go to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., they're going to start our history in the 1600s. So we didn't exist. We just, walked out, the damn zoo in the 1600s. So we didn't exist. They stopped right there on purpose, because if you go back further than that, you're going to find out that you're the Hebrew people, that you're the Israelites, like Putin has been showing the world. That's what you're going to find out, that we come, you, right, come from the royal bloodline of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's never changed. That's never changed. I'm going to do another one on the bloodlines, right? Anyway, so this is what we get into when it says faith without works is dead. So he's saying, look, I'm going to just read it. Verse 17, even so faith, it had not works, it is dead being alone. Works is keeping the law. It's keeping the law. It ain't just what. Notice it don't say it works, keep the 10 commandments. No, dude, that's important to the Most High. He said you keep atonement, you keep it forever. He said you keep the Sabbath day, you keep it forever. There's certain things that we do. First fruits, you keep it forever. You run to some brothers, well, we in captivity, slavery, we can't keep this. Tobit kept first fruits, Pentecost, and all that. And was he not in slavery? This is not our first time being in slavery, right? Verse 18. So watch this. Yeah, remember I talked about the Ebonic language, right? Yeah, a man say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith. So show me thy faith show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show you my faith by my works. So you showing me you got faith, right? Back to the relationship thing. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. God, I love you. Forgive me of my sins. You saying forgive me of my law breaking. That's what sins mean. Sins means transgression of the law, right? So you saying, show me your faith without no works. I'm going to show you my faith by my works, right? Like the brother in the video, by me keeping the commandments, right? By me, fasting when I'm supposed to, by me doing atonement, by me not doing none of these pagan holidays, right? And et cetera, et cetera. By me keeping the law, I'm showing you by my works that I got faith in everything that was written. By my works, right? You can't just say, well, I got faith. I'm saved. Why? Because I got dunked in the water like I was in a public swimming pool by my pastor, and I had pajamas on underneath the gown. I'm good. That's it. I can go to the club on Saturday, wake up, brunch on Sunday, and go to the afternoon service on Sunday. I'm good. I'm straight. Matter of fact, I'm going to just skip it and go to Bible study on Tuesday night. I'm good. I ain't got to do nothing. So, anyway, with that, matter of fact, Salak, there is another one I want to get into real quick. Since I'm on the wisdom oil, right? Psalms 119. This whole chapter, I'm not going to just read this, right? See, it says meditation and prayers relating to the law of Yahweh, right? I think there's like over 150 verses in here. What is it? 176. See, look at that. I ain't finna read through all this, but it's a bunch of meat up in here, right? All this is talking about the law, right? I go to verse 34, 119:34. Give me understanding, and I shall keep the law. But how do you get understanding? The beginning, right? The beginning of getting wisdom, understanding, etc., is fearing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's why he's saying, give me understanding and I shall keep the law, right? I can't keep some if I don't even understand how. And he says, yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart, right? There's another one down here, right there. 98, right? Thou through the commandments has made me wiser. So there it is again. By keeping the law, keeping all the commandments, that makes you wiser. That's how you get wisdom. That is wisdom. Has made me wiser than my enemies, for they are ever with me. Ever. They're going forever. Right? Now notice it says, made me wiser than my enemies. I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to go ahead and close out. I'm going to read the end of Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding. Remember, he just begged for understanding in his Psalms, right? In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes. They're going to hear all these statutes and ordinances and laws and commandments and judgments. Why most of the women of Israel bald-headed? Well, they went off. They got all that pride, that haughtiness, etc., etc. All this is in the scriptures. The Most High said why he took y'all hair away. That's why they don't know this, but naturally want to wear weave and stuff like that. Because y'all hair was naturally like that already. Y'all had the best hair of all the nations. The Most High took that away. So we have to start saying, why did he take that away? Then we go into the scriptures and see our heritage, see our statues, see our judgments. But he even says other nations, that I'm back into the scripture now, verse 6, shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Think about that. All the other nations know that, wait a minute, you see what if they doing all of this, right, collective, then you're going to have mercy and grace with it, right? But if they doing all this, look at all this stuff they get to get. Look at this. And if they don't do this, then they fall. The Most High makes them dumb. Strips their language, strips their heritage. That's how far we fail. These other nations know that. So if they take our oil, if they get us to forget, right? That's a prophecy that's up for grabs. Matter of fact, let's get that. We not closing out. We in the spirit. That's a prophecy That's a prophecy that's up for grabs. Let me get that. It's in yeah, okay, Jeremiah 31. Here's one right here, right? Let me just highlight this for this cut for Christians who say we're under the new covenant, right? Jeremiah 31 and 31, right? Behold, the days come, said Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that I will make a new covenant. This is the new covenant, Christians. We ain't under it yet. With the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. It ain't no graft. No other nations joining in with us. It would have been written. The Most High would have said it, right? Not according to the covenant here. Let me just highlight it all because it shows up better, right? Verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, said Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? So that's another, I'm writing this down real quick because that's another one I'm going to do, because it says, I'm a husband unto them. If the Most High takes in another nation, meaning to be his children, there are going to be other nations in the kingdom of heaven. Some of them, they're going to be serving us and all that. It ain't going to be pretty, because it wasn't pretty when we served all of them, right? And then after 1,000 years, the Amalek, they going to get wiped off the planet. Esau and them going to get wiped off. The other nations still going to be around. They just going to be working for us. An example, our slavery here in the Babylon and the other diasporas was brutal. It was brutal. It was the worst slavery in the history of the world. That's written in the prophecy in Daniel. I think it's Daniel chapter 9. That's what we've been through here was the worst ever, right? They're not, anyway, long story short, they're not going to be around. So my point is, in the bottom of 32, it says, although I was a husband unto them, right? Like in Revelations, when it says, come hither, let me show you the Lamb's wife, and it named only the Israelites. Saying that the Most High gonna graft in and take other people and they go another bride and all that, you making Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua commit adultery. Because remember, we're his bride. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Right? Let that sink in. And doesn't it say the highest? And anyway, that's another topic. Verse 33. Right? But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts. That's that oil. You got to have that in your lamps and write it in their hearts. And I will be their God and they shall be my people. Right? He ain't say everybody else. Right? And how you know we're not under the new covenant no more? You won't have people like us out here on the streets making videos, podcasts. We won't be doing it. Look at verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I mean, like we telling y'all, keep the law, come back to the heritage. For they shall all know me. If we still have to teach you, that's what it's saying. If we still out here doing this, that means we're not under the new covenant. Means it's not here yet. That means that old covenant is still in effect. That's what that means. And a new covenant, you're going to find out, that's another topic, you're going to find out that the new covenant ain't nothing but the same old covenant. The Most High don't change. He's like, all right, cool. You ain't going to mess up the law this time because now it's in you. I gave them a chance. No, it's in you now. You ain't going to mess up. Kingdom of heaven, I can't have y'all up here ripping and running and all that, right? It's in you. You're not going to mess up. I'm fixing your DNA. No COVID shot. Anyway. But here's what I wanted to get at about the ordinances and stuff like that, right? And I said, if they get us to forget, this is a prophecy up for grabs, okay? This is a prophecy that's up for grabs. This is why they change the calendar. Like in the book of Daniel, it says they shall think to change the times and the laws. It said they shall think. They think they did, right? But people don't know, like our knowledge of the new moons and stuff like that, that was all passed down during slavery, right? Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman, they understood when the new moon was. My grandfather understood when the new moon was. This was passed down to our family through slavery. We still knew. Now, I didn't understand it when they was first telling me when I was well, like a teenager around 20. I didn't understand what they was talking about. I was trying to get in them streets. But we still understood, right? So let me get to it. Verse 35. Thus said Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night. All this is written in the law. So if you say the law is done away, heaven and earth before you would have departed already. The moon would be up. Anyway, those ordinances would be done. You wouldn't be still having hurricanes because the moon brings that. You wouldn't still be having high tides. The moon brings that in. If those ordinances are still working, if you still walk outside in the summertime in Texas and you're sweating through your drawers, then that means it's still in effect. That's what that means. Matter of fact, the Lord Yahweh said that in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. I'm going to get there later. Right? Back in 35, thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof war. I just stated that, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts is his name. Verse 36 is what I want to land on. If though, this is the prophecy that's up for grabs. This is how what we just read in Deuteronomy, verse 4 and 6, when it says, the other nations going to be like, dang, this is a wise and understanding people. Look at all this stuff that they understand about the earth and what their God have given them and all that. Look at all this. They're jealous. They're envious, right? Especially of the sisters. They real jealous of y'all. They try to look like y'all, lips, butt, hips. They go get surgeries. They jealous of y'all. Catch yourself sitting at a red light and just look over to the left. You're going to find Edomites staring at you all the time. Sitting at your cubicle at work and they just be staring. You're like, damn, what they just looking at? They're envious of you. They're envious of you. So they're going to try to, passive aggressive email you and hate you and get you fired from work. This is what they do. This is who they are. Verse 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, said Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So when Christians say, he did away with Israel, it's the church now, this is what they try to use. But you see how we just went through in the context? He says, if. See, he gave them an impossible task. You know what? If the ordinances that I put in place, if that cease to exist, I'll throw away my own children. Let that sink in. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. You know what? I'll have an abortion. I'll get rid of all of them. Kill them all. Slaughter them. It's an unachievable task. And I ain't finna go through and read the rest of that. But the next verse says, if they could measure the heavens, I'm going to paraphrase the next verse. He says, if they could measure the heavens and they could measure all of the sea. Now, y'all know this just from school. They only discovered 5% of the sea already and the animals in it. They trying to do that because this is Esau's only way out. They're like, look, their God can't lie. We know he's real and he can't lie. If we find one of these, if we can get these niggas to forget the time of day, the time of year, like the New Year is in the spring. The New Year is not January 1st. But look, all of our people celebrating it. They got us to forget all the real holidays, the holy days, the Most High said do. First fruits, tabernacles, atonement, Passover. The Most High said these are your holidays, if you will. They got us to forget it. Now you're doing Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Ishtar. You doing everything he said don't do. Because the Most High, they know the Most High can't lie. If they can get us to completely to forget, that's why they make your children go to school. They try to doctor them up from when they little. Because if you ain't telling them Christmas and all that is wrong, we ain't supposed to be doing that. We did feast of dedication, yada yada. You giving them right to your oppressor, right to Satan's children. That's who they are. Revelation 2:9. You're giving your children to them to be taught. But yet you posting online, you breaking generational curses. You ain't breaking shit. You're adding to the problem. All right. Now, I'm going to get proof of that. And then I'll close out. Right. So in Judith, I always tell sisters, y'all need to go read the book of Judith. Right. So Judith chapter 5, I think it's verse 20. Actually, it's verse look, it's all of these right here. I'm gonna just highlight it I might not read it, but I'm going to just highlight it. Judah chapter 5, right? Verse 19 and on down. This is proof that they know, right? That they've read Jeremiah because their forefathers did it. The Grecians did it. The Romans did it. All these other nations knew that, like, wait a minute. Yahweh is real. But we can rule if we get these niggas to go off. He's not going to be with them. That's why when we were in slavery, our ancestors were singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. We knew the Most High was up there. We like, yo, bro, we in slavery. What's up? You think all of Israel sinned? You think all the Israelites sinned? You think all of us messed up? Don't you have more than, if you got more than 2 children, 2, 3, 4, 5, all their ass ain't bad. It's gonna be 1 or 2 of them. You gonna know, all right, that one gonna be all right. But them two middle ones, man, they done for. All of us didn't mess up. But the Most High sent all of our black ass into captivity though, didn't he? All of us didn't mess up. So they know that if we can get the majority of them to go off, the Most High, when he judges us, he judges as a nation. What you do when you come home as a parent? House ain't clean. You ain't lay the meat out. You ain't do this. Get in that room. Turn TV off. But mama, daddy, it wasn't me. I don't care. Get in there with him. One of your brothers and sisters fighting. All y'all fighting. The Most High the same way. Nope. Get all y'all going to slavery. I ain't got time for y'all. All of y'all. So they know this. That's why the Most High, when he come back, he only coming for the elect and the 1/3. That's why I say, you know what? 2/3 of y'all got to get put to death. So this isn't an example. If there's 45 million so-called African Americans in America, he's saying 2/3 of y'all I'm putting to death. That's what the Most High saying. He only want 144,000. That's the elect, the rulers, and 1/3. Everybody else, he's let them. They gonna get destroyed with them nukes and the missiles with the other Edomites and all the other nations here in Babylon. And not just here, not just America. I'm just speaking about Babylon, right? That's it. He said, I don't want the rest of them. The same go for the UK, for France, Germany, Russia. It's going to happen to all of them, right? Right here in Judah, though, let me read this and get out of here, right? They know to try to get us to go off as a whole. So the majority of our people here, they celebrate Thanksgiving. Yes, they celebrate Christmas. Yes, they celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Yes, they finna celebrate Cinco de Mayo here in the next few days. Yes, they celebrate 4th of July. It's a Jew's lie. Their lie. Yeah, they celebrate. So the majority of us here are lost in the sauce. The majority of our people here, they celebrate their birthdays. The Most High said don't do that. He hates that. Read the book of Job. Look what he did to Job. Every time somebody was celebrating their birthday in the scriptures and all that, somebody got killed. It's just like, what do we say? Every time it's a prom night, somebody gonna die. Every time you celebrating your life, the Most High taking one. He's like, what you doing? All right. Let me start at Judah, verse 5, chapter 5, verse 19, and we'll get out. But now it's talking about the Israelites. But now they are returned to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem. That's us, because we've been in slavery, out of slavery. Right? We went into slavery, right? Messed up. Then we came out. The Most High put us back in Jerusalem. All right, y'all done. It's just like you be on punishment. Punishment for the weekend, and you're out during the week. You be good for a month or two. Boom. Now you got a parent-teacher conference. Dang, back in slavery. We the same way. Look at your children, and then think of how the Most High treat us, right? Verse 19, but now they are returned to their power, to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and come up out of the places where they were scattered. And we have possessed Jerusalem, correct, which is their sanctuary, right? Which it says where their sanctuary is, Salakia, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error, so they watching us peeping like a wicked woman, right? A wicked woman to sit there and watch how her man move, right? Now, I say a wicked woman, not a good one. A good one to watch how her man move. Notice what time he get home every day. Notice how he eat every day. Notice that nigga always leave his socks right there on the floor. Every time he got out the shower in the morning, notice. And she would do something to enhance it. Or she would be like, damn, that nigga just get the money and he just do this and he just do this. Boom, we gonna do this. We gonna we're going to open up this, or we're going to do this. A righteous woman builds, a foolish woman destroys, right? So this is how they do us. This is why they be stirring at y'all. This is why they always watching us, right? That's why it says, if there be any error against this people and they sin against their God, letting you know that he ain't the God of everybody. So they're like, wait a minute. If it's one thing off, we get these niggas to go off and they sin against their God, right? Let us consider that this shall be the ruin. Man, that's some Rumpelstiltskins type stuff. They're grimy. They gutter. They're more subtle than any other beast of the field. And let us go up and we shall overcome them. So they like, look, we've been fighting with these devils on and off. They've been taking our Bible back and forth, on and off since the beginning. That's why you got all these other cultures. Well, Egypt, they stole that they stole the Bible from Egypt. They did this. Man, Satan was all over in through Egypt, in and out. Why? Because Yasharallah was there. The Israelites was there. Because we were there. They called us the Amos people for part of that, which means the people of God. Anyway, that's another topic. But verse 21, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, meaning if them niggas keeping the law, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord, meaning lest Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world, meaning say, notice, they got their own gods and all that, but they know that ours is the Most High God himself, the creator of heaven and earth himself. So this is in our scriptures. They know this. They say, hey, but if them niggas keeping the commandments, like I tell a lot of brothers this, like, yo, when you go through the scriptures, even the witches, right? And the soothsayers and the mediums and all of, they back here today too. And all them, they're over there manifesting, they're witches and burning sage and doing all this and doing readings and stuff. They know that the men of the Lord, if Yahweh Ba'ashem Havshah really with you, they know they can't mess with us. This is what they're saying. So Judah knew this. This is what they're saying. Like, hey, if they keeping the law, you better, he said, you better pass by. Like they only I'll be walking down the street anyway. They only look me in my eyes no more. Versus 20 years ago, right? You walking, you hold your head down. You walk in a restaurant, you hold your head. No, dude, they know it's spiritual. They can feel it. They know. Right? It says pass by unless we become a reproach, meaning if you touch them, you try to do a spell on them, you try to do anything, their God is going to destroy you. So what's coming here in the end times? All right? This is what's coming. So anyways, I just wanted to get into that. I was on the oil, but look, we took it down the path of, the law and knowledge, et cetera, et cetera. So point is, even back to that brother with the video, he said, nah, I want my oil right now. I want fresh oil. Don't you want fresh bread? You eating your little spaghetti and all that. You want a fresh piece of toast, right? You don't want it later. Well, I'm gonna just wait. You don't want it when things pop off. The war and all that stuff touch the coast. Now you want the bread. Well, you already ate the spaghetti. You ate spaghetti 5 months ago. All right. So with that, hopefully brothers and sisters have been edified. Shalom.